I'm Parvati Kashyap and I'm a clinical psychologist working for Queen's NRI Hospital, Visakhapatnam. Everywhere we are finding acute stress, trauma, feel of threat in our lives, maybe because of the news, or it may be due to isolation, or maybe a lot of people, very close people, friends or relatives dying, and that is only ringing in the ears, and then when we are closing our eyes, we can only see those scenes. Especially this period has become a very disturbed one for us. I can remember one incident. One day, I was standing at the swimming pool and my daughter was swimming in the swimming pool. And suddenly something happened and then I fell into the water. There was no person there to save me also. Then my daughter, she was much younger to me, but she told me, Amma, don't get scared. You have to do like this, you'll come out of it. I didn't panic. I just started. I said, no, I have to somehow come out of it. I started swimming. I didn't know swimming, believe it, but I started moving my hands and legs, and then automatically my body, it got floated on the water. And then the water that was a threat to me, that brought the buoyancy on the body, and I was floating, and finally I could easily catch the grill and come out. I was so happy, and from that day, believe me, I loved swimming and I'm a good swimmer today. I'm telling you this example because today's crisis is just like a person drowning in the water. There are only two alternatives. Either you have to swim across it or get scared and get drowned. So it is like this. If you're not a swimmer also, but you don't panic, you can move your hands and legs and then you can come onto the shore. But if you are a very good swimmer also, you panic, definitely the water will not cooperate with you. You will drown into the water. Same here. In the pandemic case also, there is a pandemic has triggered array of emotion. Economical issues have come up, and then in physically and mentally also, lot of anxiety is there, lot of depression is there, and there is a post-traumatic disorder and lot of illness and death and all these things. And we are only from morning till evening, what we are seeing is and hearing is somebody died or somebody got sick or somebody is like this, and then suddenly we also feel something is going wrong with us, and then we go for a testing, and by somehow if it is tested positive, then from there starts our journey of grief. That means we give up. No, that is not it. What we have to do is, I'll give you some of the tips. See, it is pandemic and we have to come out of it. I cannot say whether this will be the end of the pandemic or we are going to get some more pandemics or some more grief periods. But now that we are in this world and we cannot escape from this world, so we have to fight out this. So I think you are all very much interested in knowing how to fight out this problem. Just like any other time, I told you this is a mental issue. Why I said a mental issue? Because if you are mentally strong, you will be physically strong. Means if you are mentally strong, your brain starts working. It will, because it is the center of the whole body and the systems, it will command all other systems to work normally. So your digestive system works properly, your excretory system works properly, your lungs work properly, your kidneys work properly, and then you can have a sound and healthy life. So I mean to say is, you should be mentally strong. So what we have to do? Yes, as I told you, we cannot run away from the pandemic. You have to fight out the pandemic in a very normal way. So let me give you some of the tips. These tips are not very complicated or new to you, but I am just telling you so that you can keep on thinking about the same thing every day and make it a part of your routine, and then you get used to it. Anything at the first time it is scary, but as you keep on doing the same thing again and again, you get used to it, and then you start getting new avenues out of it to cope up with this. Same thing over here. So let me tell you, first thing is, you have to be physically fit. Physically fit in the sense that, and that means you have to, and then you have to see that you maintain a physical this thing distance, and then you wash your hands and all these things and maintain. You need a mask. Of course, I'm here, I'm just having a social distance and we have sanitized everything. So this is how it maintains. But even now we say that everywhere we go, a mask is a must, a shield is a must, and then a sanitizer is a must, a social distancing is a must. These things are there. And the second thing is limit your media. What does that mean? Limit your media. Some people have a craze for seeing what happens. Early in the morning they open the paper and then they keep on reading it. On the TV also coronavirus, and then in the WhatsApp also coronavirus, and then so many deaths, and then we will panic. No. You just find out if you're really interested 1 or 2 times. Don't make it a part of your body, a part of your thinking. So limit your media just for the sake of understanding, just for the sake of preventing yourself, protecting yourself. You can use this news. Third one is warm and comfortable talking with people, socialization. When you talk to people, when you have a socialization, talk with a smile, happily. You don't speak about corona and death and all that. At least that moment with you, when you meet somebody, let it be a pleasant talk. When you ask, what happened about the corona? Let us enjoy. Let us enjoy this moment. Corona may remain there. The situations may remain there. Can't you change your thought? The thought is in your brain. So like that you have to think, and then you start having a warm social conversation. Fourth point, and a very important point, is your social distancing. I think you all know what is social distancing. Social distancing means keeping a few feet away from them so that the virus does not come to you. There we are going wrong. It's not actually social distancing. It is called the physical distancing, you should say. Just that word was introduced, but afterwards they brought a lot of change in it. When they said social distancing, they are keeping away from the people. It's not keeping away from the people. You have to maintain a distance among the people. Away from the people means you have to, from heart, you should be very close to the people. But when you are keeping a distance, so that even if they have some problem or I have some problem, we don't spread it to one another. At one stage, when the chain breaks, I think this will come to an end. Then the next one is your ways of showing your expressions to others. Expressions means your kindness, your empathy. These things are very important. You need to create an empathetic environment. On this point, you please underline this word empathy. I got a very important news at the end of my conversation over here with you all. I'll be telling you something about empathy that is very important. Then the next one is your new routines. Like earlier, children used to go to school, we used to go to hospitals, or we used to go to offices, and the routine was different. But now nobody is going out, but we are all working at home only. That means work from home we are doing. So when that part of the routine has changed, I think you should also change your routine in a different way. When I was in KG1, that time my teacher, my favorite teacher, she taught me one thing, one poem still I remember. I still teach my granddaughter now, and that is about early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Wow, what a this thing it is. Nowadays people don't follow this. What time you get up? You get up very leisurely. You get up at 10 o'clock now. Earlier we used to get up at 4 o'clock, then until 5 o'clock have a study and all this thing. But now we are getting up at 10 o'clock. Why we are getting up at 10 o'clock? Because we have a mobile with us that has kept us awake till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, even 2 o'clock in the night. How can you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you tell me? So the whole thing has changed your routine. So early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. I think these three things are missing now. So now you change your routine, have a new routine introduced of going to bed early so that you can get up early. Then when you get up early and then you complete all your activities and then normal activities, routine activities, and then you can go out. And you can go out, right, I think 5:30 in the morning. That time the crowd is less. You can go to some park or some area. Government has provided us so many things in the park for the gyms and other things. You just sanitize the place, you go and then you go for an activity, you move around, you feel very active over there. Just as it is said that activity leads to good thoughts, and then good activities lead to good thoughts. If you're hyperactive, you become very strong. Just try it and tell me how it works. You get up in the morning, you just go to the park, and then you just do some workups and all that, then the thoughts will also be very nice. That time you will not remember about these pandemics. You will be only concentrating on the health issues, like I have to be strong, I need to look smart, I need to take care of my health, all health conscious ones. So naturally your mood changes. That means I have changed your mood from the marooned and sorrowful and the pandemic traumatic and acute stress to this. So I think that is all in your hand. So you work out with the new routine of your activities. And the next is your hobbies. You see, you don't have to go out, right? So you can order online. It may be something related to your drawings or paintings or cartoons or your writings. You can put them in the social media. Not like the past years, it has to go to the people. But here you just at the click of the button, I think the whole world is knowing about your skills. So you can share your skills with them and make them happy. And again, that particular moment, your particular art or your poem, when they are reading, they are out of their stress. So how much you are saving not only yourself but also the people around. Then you can also have some of the video shows like we all use conducting now to make you happy. Then again, the social media. In the social media also, just post very pleasant things. These things are coming early in the morning, when they see an accident or they see a death, first thing they like to post is that particular one. Ignore that part of it. That news will definitely spread. What is important is you have to see how you can make this particular movement happy for you, and through this movement how you can make the whole world happy. So if you are happy, if in the mind if you are happy, then naturally your thoughts will also be very good. When your thoughts are good, you give good vibes to the people. When you give good vibes to the people, people become very happy in their moods. They can become very happy and they can work and they can overcome it. I told you there, one thing I was speaking about, I said, you please make a note of it. I was speaking about the empathetic part of it. Now I think I'm coming to the last part of my interaction with you all, and then in this interaction I would like to tell you about the empathy part of it. What is this empathy? Empathy means, suppose somebody thinks, okay, I must be feeling sick, can I go and get it checked? Or somebody is sick, they immediately go to the doctor. So at this crisis moment, the first and the foremost help you get is from the hospital. So hospital people are very, very important. So they are our resources. You need to protect the resources. You should not. The resources are also human beings. They also have brains in them. So I told you earlier, like their activities and their thoughts and their moods, they also have these things. So if you make them comfortable, I think they'll be giving you good services. Yes, I'm especially speaking about the doctors, the sisters, the ayahs, the pharmacy people, and then many other paramedical people and all these people. Really, these people are doing great services. We people, if we are sitting at home, we are working from home, we are avoiding all these situations, and you are asking me, how can I cope up with these things? Can we put all these things to the doctors? We can't do that. That we can't put to the sisters, because these are the people, or when everybody is stepping back, these are the people, the doctors, the sisters, the ayahs and all these people, they are the people who are stepping forward boldly. They know everything, knowingly that they are in a risk. They are coming forward to help you out. Isn't it a great job? Isn't it a royal job? Why I am telling you this? The other day, I was seeing some of the reviews in most of the cases in the social media. Most of the reviews I am finding, this is not that people have not treated us well. We got delayed by so many hours. Right? This type of remarks they are writing. That is just a part of it, it's a personal part of it, but beyond that, suppose these people have to think of their own risk and then take care, can we be safe? You should have the gratitude. If you have anything personal, then you can talk to the doctor. Doctor, I am feeling like this. I do understand you have a problem. You're annoyed, you're angry, you're anxious. So these words are coming. Behind every behavior, behind every activity, there is some thought, and that is making you behave like this. I do understand. That is because you're scared, you're being delayed, maybe your reports are being delayed, maybe we are unable to communicate to you at the right time. Give us some time. That's what the people request. You believe it or not, I'll just give you an example. Of course, there's doctors and sisters, nayas, they work for 13 hours on a shift, double shift they are working. Believe me, they are in the PPE kit. I tell you, you have to put on a mask, you have to put on the shield. You say, oh, I'm really tired, I can't breathe. You can't breathe just because of your mask and your what is that called, shield. And these people, they are there for 13 hours in that PPE. You know that this thing dress they put on, and the whole of it is covered till the shoes. Every part of their body is covered. They are feeling very suffocated inside. They want to drink water, they have to remove the kit and they have to drink water. They are feeling hungry, they have to postpone that. They go to washroom, that also they have to postpone. Understand their condition. This is my request to you all. They are really having tough time. In ordinary days, these people are working, it's fine. But now the people working here is different from whatever they're working over there. The work is many, many times harder than this work. So understand that part of it when you put your finger for a social media. And one more point I have to tell you over here, that when they are coming, you are very anxious, and then you want to know the report of your patient. Every second, every minute, every second, the condition of the patient is changing. It may go to an improvement or it may worsen. By the time I come out of the ward and then come and tell you that the patient is so and so, the patient's condition may be deteriorated, and then they'll be panicked. You are knowing to know, it is important, but the doctors knowing the condition of the patient is more important than you knowing the condition of the patient every second. So please don't disturb the doctors and nurses and ayas and all the people who are serving during this period of the patient being treated. When all the medical, when the frontline people are working here, they are sparing every second of their time to see that the patient gets better. So, and then this is all about the sisters and then the ayas. When you see a mask lying on the road, you move away from it even with the vehicle, and then you run and then you stop at the other place. Even there is no parking place, you stop at that place and you park your vehicle. What about these ayas? They pick up all these things and then put it, their dresses, and then they're cleaning the part of the patients and all these things, and they put it, and I think they are on the most vulnerable side. We should pity them. At least, I know we are not understanding because we are not getting into the thought about how they are. Once you should see them, how they are working over there, you will really pity them. And after that, after everything is over, they are vulnerable. Every second they are vulnerable. Again, they have to sanitize themselves. That is also giving allergy. I have seen some of the videos here that they put on the mask and all this portion is damaged, the skin is damaged. It's okay. They are doing all these things just for the sake of the people around, for the pandemic. They are fighting it out. These are the real heroes. So when you are putting any word for them, of course, one or two mistakes will be there. Nobody is a Mr. Perfect here. But when you are putting a word, you just go back and see how these people are working. Then you just give one kind word that will motivate them, and they'll do more work, and maybe they'll be saving more lives. So my request to you all is, be kind, be empathetic, and be strong and be healthy. If you are strong, you can also help many more, and we can all fight out this pandemic in a combined way. And pandemic is not a serious issue. It's not an anxiety. It is teaching you how to go for the fight out the odd times. Have a great day.